beyond the walls of the Vatican to the streets of Rome, where Senator Rick Santorum and Rob Astorino are standing by.
Very good.
All right. Well, Tom, thanks so much. And yeah, it is lunchtime. Did you order yet?
That's mine.
That's yours over
Vern
there.
was trying to get to my lunch just as we came on.
That's the seagull that was on the chimney.
Yeah.
Let's make it, it's coming
That's
in
the
from
problem with these seagulls. But John Yap is with us. John, Catholics for Catholics. And, you know, we were talking off the air about the initial reactions to Prevost. By the way, he was a 16-to-1 odds. So that's not bad, actually. And Leo was 8-to-1 that he would take that name. So it's pretty interesting. But I think the initial reaction from conservatives was that, uh-oh. But I think after a little calming down and a little research, I think a lot of conservatives now are a little more comfortable.
He's sending sending the signals. He's sending very good signals. Obviously, wearing the traditional papal garb was very important. Taking the name Pope Leo, which sends a very strong sign. I'm a lion. Courage and the history of the Leontine popes is very, very strong and very traditional. So there's some very good things there. His first homily this morning.
We were talking about that.
Just sitting here reading the homily, and it's like, wow, we have a pope talking about Jesus Christ. We're talking about Peter, talking about all the things that that we should be talking about in the world. So a lot of good, off to a good start, but there are concerns.
There are concerns. He's got a definitely not an easy task ahead of him. He's going to have to dress the whole synodal way. Is that going to continue in the church?
And he mentioned it in his remarks.
And we should explain what that means.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like, okay, we're all going to get together, laity, bishops, everybody. We're going to have meetings and we're going to discuss things and let it flow from the bottom up, which that creates controversy, chaos, division.
And that's not how Christ established the church.
Right.
He gave it to the hands of the apostles, and they made the decisions. And so what the synodal thing that Francis was saying is, no, we're going to have the people have a say in how this. That, the church is not a democracy. The church is given to us by Christ through the apostles, and that's where it stays.
That'll be a major decision because he has the synod coming up on the synodal way. I believe it's in October. So how will that happen?
That could be the biggest pitfall I see. Yeah. I think we all see it. So far, so good.
Right.
But that's a big deal for a lot of conservative Catholics.
Absolutely.
It is. But there were things. If you really look at some of his background and what he has said, and things that he hasn't said too. I mean, the initial reaction is, this is Pope Francis the sequel. No, I don't think we're going there. I really don't think we're going there. I think we're reeling back into some, I hate to say it, normalcy.
Young priest, he started the pro-life group there at Villanova University. So that's a huge.
That checks a big box for me.
Absolutely.
A strong, outspoken pro-life
preeminent issue.
Yeah.
Okay, back to you, Tom and Tracy.
Senator, over to you just for a second. You mentioned the name Pope Leo. Leo XIII was an incredibly influential figure in the Catholic Church. Can you talk to us just real briefly about why Rerum Novarum is so powerful, and how what that can tell us about this new Pope Leo?
Believe it or not, I know this is going to sound weird, but I actually talked about Rerum Novarum on the floor of the United States Senate, and we were doing welfare reform back in the 90s, and he put forth the principle of subsidiarity, which is that problems that society confronts should be solved at the lowest level possible. Personally, you should do it, then the family, then the church, then the local community, and all the way up the ladder. That you shouldn't. And he was arguing against socialism, arguing against communism. So and a lot of the Catholic social teaching that is taught today comes from Pope Leo XIII. So he was a great teacher, he was a great theologian, and laid out. He also was very strong, standing up against what was at the time robber baron capitalism, and he also talked about the rights of workers and the rights of labor. So he would fit very well in with more of a Trumpian view of how the economy works.
Yeah, and just beware of the op-eds you're going to see from some of the left that this is a good thing because it's very liberal, Rerum Novarum. It is not.
It's not.
It is not supposed to be, and it's not.
No.
That's right.
All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen, from the cafe. Great to see you all. And we're going to be back in just a moment. But before we come back, we're going to send it back to you guys in the studio in New York.